All right, the first part is just to set your lips up, and you want to set it and then just start blowing. And you want to concentrate on the airflow, going, pushing through all the notes all the way to the end of the phrase. And you have to make sure on the B natural there, when you go from the A to the B natural, it's a big jump, and you have to drop your jaw for the B. When you drop the jaw for the B, you have to open up real big, and you have to force the air out of it. You want to make sure that everything is nice and smooth through there. That all just needs to be one pressure, one airflow. Flexibility, you want to push the air faster for each note to come out. Do it in one breath. And actually, you can do that on every finger position. You don't have to do it just on that one. And you can build up to that open instead of doing starting out with that. So you can go all three. The next one, because you're laying down the fingers really hard and really fast, you have to push the air through the horn, or else you'll get, once the valve is going up and down, the air is going to hit a little turbulence, so you have to push the air through it so that you get tone instead of just breath noise. If you can do that in one breath, that'll be impressive. And start it out slowly until you have it all, or else if you start to play it too fast and you go too fast at the beginning, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to keep making them. So work on it. Start at the first 4 bars are pretty easy, so stay on the last bar of the first line and go on from there, because that's where it needs to probably be worked on the most. You can woodshed those, meaning you can go short, long, short, long. And you can go the other way for that. Make sure you're slurring and tonguing. And I would put a little accent and separation between the tongue notes and the slurred notes, just to make sure, or just so that whoever's listening knows that's what you're doing. Technique is chromatic scale, but usually when you're doing the chromatic scale for all county or all districts, something like that, it's in triplets. This is not a triplet, so for this audition you need to play it straight in just 8th notes. You're tonguing it up to the C and then slurred down. If you play it that slow, you're going to have to take a breath in the middle. So play it fast enough so you can get it in one breath. bit better, but you want to make sure that the fastest that you play for your audition also sounds really good too. The tonguing, just like the fingers part, you've got to blow through when you're tonguing. Whenever the tongue hits the roof of your mouth, you're stopping the air. You've got to push through that so that especially the K's. Triple tongue is ta-ta-ka, 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 or ti-ti-ki, ti-ti-ki. So you have to pay extra attention of how you're holding your mouth and your tongue for each note, because that changes drastically, more so than when you're not double tonguing. When you're just going up and down, it's easy to play and you don't have to move your mouth so much, but your tongue is so active in your mouth here. You have to keep the air going and you have to really focus on the angle of your tongue to get the pitch right when you're double tonguing or triple tonguing here. Ta-ta-ka, ta-ta-ka, ta. Practice slowly and gradually build it up. Really make the air spin. Double tonguing is easier than triple tonguing. Taka taka ta, tuka tuka tu, tiki tiki ti. It'll be E when you're playing high, Ah when you're playing mid-range, and O when you're playing low. Kind of sight reading this, so that's a little harder to sight read. So take everything slowly. The slower you take it, the better, because if you try and go in and you just play it fast, you might mess up, you might get flustered, and that's real easy to do. So go in there and play it at a nice, smooth, consistent tempo with something that you're comfortable playing with nicely. All this isn't an audition. This is just a great warm-up. This is a really good warm-up. You're starting out with just long tones, basically, and then you move on to knocking the fingers down. You do the flexibility, that's doing all of the range, and then you end up with tonguing, and then another finger exercise, which is the chromatic scale. If you want to do more work on the chromatic scale than just playing the chromatic scale over and over is really boring, so you have to do something to break it up. What I'll do is I'll start on middle C, I'll go down to F sharp, low F sharp, and then I'll go all the way up to F sharp on the top, and then I'll go back down to middle C. Maybe I'll go up all the way. Either way, break it up, do something different. Do G to C, C sharp, C sharp, C sharp, G. Take everything up a half step. A flat. Then once you've got those ranges, what we're doing is we're taking the chromatic scale out of context. So if you get messed up in the middle, let's say you mess up the fingering in A and C sharp and E, that's really easy to do because those are all 1 and 2 really close together at the top of the staff. So when you get stuck, if you know from playing, just taking it apart like we just did, it's easier to get back into the chromatic scale than starting over again. Then you can do octaves. It's been months for trumpet playing for me. Take these at a nice, comfortable pace. You want this audition to make you sound good. You don't want it to be, this is hard stuff, and you want it to sound hard when you're playing. You want it to make it sound easy. So, good luck with your audition.